That's right!
This is annoying. Just hurry up and let us choose. Let us choose right now.
No!
You can't do that. The main cast hasn't arrived yet. Main cast?
Hey,
Meaning you guys are just extras until the guest of honor arrives.
damn it!
Die aus dem ersten Teil oder was? Die Charaktere. The main cast? Ja, das würde eigentlich Sinn machen. So enough complaining already. Hurry up and start researching the outside world. What do you mean? I have just theories. All the teaching materials you need for your research here at Hope Spring Academy. Well, I don't think this needs to be said, but all the information is accurate and contains no lies whatsoever. Otherwise, the main cast is gonna hate me. So please rest assured and strive to do your best during your field trip. And as usual, after leaving us with these cryptic words, Monokuma disappeared. Even if the setting had changed, even if the killing was finished, he was still the same as usual. What is going on? Outside world? Main cast? Somehow, I have a bad feeling about this.
Hey!
Like, he kept insisting that this place is Hope Spring Academy. But that's impossible, right?
What are you saying?
How do we make it back to Hope Spring Academy from a tropical island in the first place? It's impossible.
It cannot be!
There's no place to Hope Spring Academy to exist on Chabwalk Island. I said I wanted to go back, but I don't want to go back to a creepy place like this. What does this mean? So many things I don't understand have happened on this island. This building is really Hope Spring Academy? This is the Hope Spring Academy I've been admiring for so long. What in the world is going on? Damn it. Why is this happening? Why? I was finally able to attend Hope Spring Academy. I finally thought I'd become confident in myself. Even so, I want to become Hope. If that's what you're thinking, just stop it. Listen carefully. The only humans worthy of becoming Hope possess amazing talents and a strong will. At the moment you're born into this world, you either have that or you don't. It has nothing to do with effort. You must be chosen by Hope to become Hope. That's why it's not even worth admiring. Or were you so blinded by admiration for Hope Spring Academy that you couldn't even see that? You're just some nobody from the reserve course who never had a talent to begin with. A nobody who forgot he was a nobody, that's all. If I really am a nobody, then you should have just left me alone. Why? Why did I have to go through something like this? Hachime, did something happen? Huh?
Hey, bastard!
Now's not the time to zone out. Sorry, it's nothing. I really get it, but is that all?
I'm gonna do it!
As long as I don't beat the crap out of Monokuma, nothing's gonna be solved. Is that what it means?
Hey!
Just what the heck is Monokuma anyway? He's not a part of the Future Foundation, right? If you say that, then what is the Future Foundation?
Jeez.
Even though Chiaki and Manami are gone, our situation hasn't changed one bit, which means the Future Foundation wasn't our enemy. That's the only thing I can think of.
You serious?
So, they're not World Ender? Then we really were tricked by Monokuma.
However...
The Future Foundation is responsible for trapping us on this island, right? Regarding that... Ja, wahrscheinlich aber aus gutem Grund. Regarding that matter, I believe Manami never once denied that.
Damn it.
Even if they're our allies, they might not just be allies. Maybe Monokuma is telling us to investigate information on our own. Chiaki said she could not betray the Future Foundation, but if she were still alive, she definitely would have helped us. No, even her just being with us would have been a big help. So what should we do?
Damn it.
Well, that's obvious. If we're gonna get out of here safely, we have to do that graduation exam, right?
So annoying.
Graduation exam? Huh, I'm not really good at taking exams. Well, I guess it's better than people dying.
Jeez.
Monokuma said something about a field trip, right? Is he telling us to investigate like we have been?
Alright!
Alright, I'm gonna do it.
Prepare yourself!
Like...
Yeah, we might not be able to learn about something about Hope Spring Academy about ourselves. I don't care if we don't know anymore. If we can't just go back to our normal lives, I'm fine.
Hey!
We can go home when this is over, right? We can finally get off this damn island. If that's the case, let's all leave this island alive, by any means.
Of course!
He's right. Now's not the time to bemoan how unlucky I am. Where this place really is, what's happened to Hope Spring Academy. None of that matters. What's important is, I need to leave this island with the others. We sacrificed so many lives in order to survive just so we could do that. There's no way we could stop now. But Monokuma should already know that that's what we're thinking. So why did you say that? We have to decide on our own whether or not we want to leave Jamrock Island. He should already know that we never chose to stay on this island.
Hey, hey!
So what are we gonna so what are we gonna do? Can we start already? But what are we even looking for? Do we just have to investigate this weird ass building?
Even so.
I don't think we'll find the answers to all the questions inside this damn building. Well, I'll just go on ahead for now.
Whoa!
Hey, you already going?
Jeez.
What is that idiot thinking running ahead without being cautious?
Man.
She obviously isn't thinking about anything.
However,
It will be fine. There will no longer be any students where we must exchange each other's lives.
alright!
So we should do our best as well. Like they say, it is not scary if everyone stops at a green light. If we stopped at a green light, we'd never reach our goal.
Jeez. You're
can't-
pathetic.
Connie already took off on her own. It might be faster if we split up and look around too. Like Sonia said, if there's no more killing, we don't have to worry about anyone betraying us anymore. Let's get this over with and go home.
Later.
I'll go ahead. I'll see you guys later. With those brief words, Fuyiko left the gymnasium.
Excuse me.
I shall do my best to obtain a wonderful clue that will be useful to everyone. Now then, please excuse me. Sonia took a deep bow and left the gymnasium.
Oh my.
Miss Sonia,
Miss Sonia!
please don't leave me. I'll be in danger if I'm left alone. Katsuichi chased after Sonia, who had just departed and left the gymnasium. I should hurry and start too. Just a bit more, and it's going to end. I can escape this time and return to my usual peaceful everyday life. The only thing we could do is advance towards the hope. Even though I don't understand that a lot of horrifying things keep happening. For the sake of everyone who couldn't make it this far, I'm definitely going to go home. Huh? Huh? That's weird. This is the hallway I walked through to get to the gymnasium, but it's clearly different. Is this what Akuma's doing too? Is he trying to confuse us again? I don't know how he's doing it, but he keeps doing it over and over again. He's so persistent. But I'm not gonna fall for his trap. There's no way this will make me back down. This hallway, there's a strange feeling to it now. As if an invisible wall has been erected to limit our movement.
I am concerned.
Is it just me? Dojo, komm mal rein. Is this a dojo? Full of strange things that make me think there's no way we're inside a school. Perhaps it's a mistake to expect the inside of this building to make sense. What's this? Is this a manga? The title is Manga for Morons. Yeah, okay, danke. A History of Hope Spring Academy by Monokuma. Why is a manga with such a suspicious looking title laying out in the open like this? Let's start with history first, class.
Hey,
Regarding manga is the third best way to learn about history, then what's the first, you ask? That depends on the person. So just I thought Monokuma made this, that totally explains how suspicious it looks. I really want to just ignore it, but there's no way I can do that. Fine, I'll look at it. I'll look at anything that might be a clue of getting out of here, no matter what it is. I picked up the manga off the floor and started flipping through the pages. It's an introduction to Hope Spring Academy's history, as narrated by the cutesy character on the cover. The story begins with an introduction to Hope Spring Academy. Hope Spring Academy is a government-founded school of privilege where only the most talented high school students can hope to attend. Built to raise hope in the nation's future, many of its alumni are key leaders of various industries. New students are chosen through a scouting process, but the ones who scout them are Hope Spring Academy's teachers, who serve as both educators and researchers of talent. Hope Spring Academy isn't just a school for talent, it's also a school for researching talent as well. However, for the past few years, Hoping Academy has been suffering from a decline in founding. If this persists, the Academy believes they will not be able to make progress with their research of talent. So, they decided to implement a new system, the Research Department. Unlike the main department who scouts for students, the Research Department utilizes the general entrance exam. Normally, faculty was hired and placed in charge of looking after the Research Department. The expenses and exam fees for the Research Department are quite high compared to most high schools. Nevertheless, Hoping Academy received an endless stream of applicants. Hoping Academy was now available to talentless commoners, people who only cared about the brand. With this, Hoping Academy managed to amass sizable funds and began further research of talent. To create Hoping Academy Uranus Wish, a true genius who would become mankind's hope. But just when they thought everything was going well, an unprecedented incident occurred. The incident that triggered the tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. That's right, it was the tragedy of Hoping Academy. Hoping Academy was crippled by this incident and was forced to shut down without accomplishing anything. The end. Huh? The ending was so sudden, like a manga that suddenly canceled in the middle of its run. Plus, these phrases mentioned at the end of this manga, the tragedy and the tragedy of Hoping Academy. These names are so melodramatic. There's no way these incidents really happened, right? This manga only mentions the names, so I don't really know the details, but no, it'd just be a waste of time to wonder about things that don't make sense. More importantly, I learned something because of this manga. The Reserve Department. The department was only built to collect money. I was one of these reserve course students, right?
But hold on.
That's weird. Oh, you're here again.
Shing!
The thing that's weird is you, of course. Huh?
Hey!
Why'd you forget that you were part of the Reserve Department? The Future Foundation only took away your school life memories, right? But you should have known even before you entered that you had no talent, right? So I think it's weird that you actually forgot something like that too. What do you want me to say?
By the way...
Based on my assumption, the Future Foundation must have wanted to hide the fact that you were one of those reserve course students.
I got it!
Or you willingly sealed those memories yourself. You wanted to be confident in yourself, so you wanted to forget everything that embarrassed you. You know, when humans experience trauma, sometimes they erase their memory of what happened. It happens pretty often now that I know anything about that, though. Are you saying it's my fault I forgot? That's not it.
Come on!
When things get inconvenient, you always get angry and try to brush it off. Well, that's expected of a reserve course student. Damn it, what the heck?
What's going on?
This hallway is kinda creepy. I can't go to a place that I should be able to go to. It's like some rule is being enforced for no reason. It's like there's an invisible wall or something. Ich habe auch noch nicht das ganze Dojo gecheckt. Hey, dieses Spiel ist so verdammt komisch. Was ist denn das? Warum hat es auf einmal so einen komischen Twist? There's a bunch of wooden lockers here. Each of them has a traditional looking wood block key sticking out of them. I guess they're just for show. There's nothing particular that looks like a clue. Armor and a helmet. The map developers designed this to reflect the Japanese dojo. Map developers, no. Target seems pretty far away. If the production team had more time, there could have been a mini game here. Wait, what am I saying? Sure, tree is in full blossom, and maybe a tasteful sight to see a blooming cherry tree inside a dojo. But in this situation, it just looks bizarre. Yeah, I'll try to help me on this. Ach, die Tür ist jetzt offen. Da liegt nochmal ein Buch. This is another manga. It's laying on top of the desk. This one is Manga for Morals, The Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Huh. Wasn't the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy mentioned in that other manga too? It's why Hope's Peak Academy went bankrupt, and it was the trigger for the biggest, most tragic, most awful event in human history. If I read this manga, will I be able to learn a little more about that incident? I took the manga from the desk and started flipping through the pages to see what I could learn about the events known as the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. The story made heavy use of outdated stylized drawings, depicted characters solving mysteries. What's written here is, as the name suggests, the Tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy occurred at Hope's Peak Academy. The key player in that event was a student named Isuru Kamakura. Isuru was a genius known as a symbol of hope. Hope's Peak Academy used all their resources to develop him. Supposedly, Isuru was a genius among geniuses and possessed various talents. Wielding superior talents for the hope of mankind, the Academy referred to Isuru as the ultimate hope. To protect such a rare talent, the Academy completely concealed all evidence of Isuru's origins and identity. Because of that, most of the students at the Academy were completely unaware of Isuru's existence. But Isuru, who was known as a symbol of hope, was responsible for a horrible incident. 13 students of Hope's Peak Academy Student Council among the Academy's best and brightest were brutally murdered by Isuru. However, the incident did not end there. The Academy tried to protect Isuru's superior talent and concealed the incident as though it never happened. However, a certain student began working in secret to use that incident to their advantage. That student uncovered what the Academy did, and by making that knowledge public, it stoked the fires of research course students who had long been dissatisfied with how they've been threatened, yeah. And the uprising began, and that heralded Hope's Peak Academy's destruction. This is the entirety of the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy. Eventually, the incident would lead to that horrifying, devastating incident. The incident that would be known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Works cited. Danganronpa Zero. Das ist, glaube ich, der Manga, wo vor dem ersten Teil spielt. Also für die, wo wissen wollen, was in Danganronpa Zero passiert ist, die gucken sich einfach ein Recap-Video an, da gibt's ein ganz gutes. With a heavy sigh, I closed the manga. Am I supposed to believe this? There's no way 13 people were killed at Hope's Peak Academy. What irony, for a genius known as the ultimate hope to cause such a gruesome incident. A talent like that is too regal for society. It's like trying to buy truth with a bar of gold. You should be lucky that you're incompetent. Damn it, he always has to lead up to something offensive. He seriously pisses me off. But ultimate hope? Nagito mentioned that before too, but it looks like it means something completely different here. What Nagito said was the true meaning of hope. But for Isuru, hope simply means talent. More importantly, a genius who possesses various talents. I wish they'd given me one of those talents so I didn't have to be in the reserve department. That's right, the reserve department. Here it said that the reserve course students in the reserve department began uprising. Then what about me? Was I a participant too? No, that's not possible. There's no way. I have no reason to do something like that. Anyway, I've learned about the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy, but the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history is a far worse incident, right? What kind of incident was it? And who's this other student that isn't Isuru? A certain student who secretly used the incident to their advantage. Who is that? This incident is really messed up, but all it's doing is raising more questions. The mysteries just keep piling up. Okay, welche Tür ist jetzt offen? Ah, die sogar, okay. What the hell is with this room? It's freaking cold in here. It's like I'm in a freezer or something. If I just stand still, I might end up freezing to death. I should hurry up and investigate so I can get out of here already. There's another manga just laying around here. This time the title is Manga for Morons, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. I knew it. The next one would obviously be about this incident. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history, huh? Just what was that incident really all about? It might turn out to be something lame. I flipped through the pages of the manga and hoped that I was right. A story about creepily drawn characters who get involved in such horrifying incidents. An incident known as the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. Is this drawn so grotesquely because the incident itself is that grotesque? Anyway, the beginning of this creepy manga starts with a sentence. The tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was simply the trigger. At first, the uprising by the reserve corps students that triggered the tragedy of Hope's Peak Academy was initially hoped to be resolved quickly, but the situation continued to escalate at dangerous extremes. The movement started spreading all over the internet and fostered a thriving online community. The community was not limited to students, and people of various races and nations began joining in. But the movement was not confined to the internet and began spreading and eroding the real world. When the movement started, it was missing from any other demonstration inspired by social unrest. But as it spread across the world, certain abnormalities soon came to light. By then, it was too late. The ends and the means had vanished, and wanton destruction became their only goal. The strong butchered the weak. The weak killed the weakest among them, and soon the weak formed factions to brutally murder the strong. As the violence and death continued to spread, the shock of their actions began to disappear, as if the era was regressing to more uncivilized times when senseless deaths were the norm. The media was oversaturated with thefts to the point where people would watch them while enjoying a meal. By the time the world realized that it had become what it had become, it was too late to stop what had happened. A feeling of immense despair began spreading and eventually engulfed the world. Acts of terrorism and coup d'états began occurring around the world. A war waged in the name of despair. A war fought not for principles, religion, or personal gain. Just war. Pure war. And because of that, there was no way to resolve it. How could a movement started by high school students be progressed to such a hopeless scenario? The only explanation is the existence of a certain organization devoted to a certain student who influenced Hope's Peak Academy. A group called Ultimate Despair. Instead of using Hope's Peak Academy's talents for the sake of mankind's hope, they used them for the sake of mankind's despair. Key members of society used their influence to brainwash the masses in order to spread despair. Tech-savvy computer programs wrote software to spread despair. The powerful and influential created new values and morals to spread despair. And with this they created a tragedy, the biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history. As long as ultimate despair exists, the despair engulfing the world will never end. The tragedy will never end. My heart was racing in my chest, but my body felt ice cold. It wasn't because I was freezing in this room. The biggest, most awful, most tragic event in human history that's definitely all made up. I mean, if this really is true, then what's happening in the outside world? My family, my friends, the convenience store I frequent, the nearby bookstore, my favorite restaurant. What's happened to them?
No way!
Hey, are you seriously yelling at a manga? How crazy are you? Who would enjoy reading something like this?
What?
Oh my, you don't like manga? A high school student who doesn't like manga is like an office lady who doesn't like to eat candy. Enough. What is this messed up manga? I thought you'd obviously know about such a horrible event that destroyed the world, but for you not to remember that such despair, that's the Future Foundation's fault, so thanks to them stealing your school memories. The incident that happened during that period has been completely removed from your brains. This incident really happened and I actually forgot about it? There's no way that's possible.
What are you sing?
How many times do I have to tell you? All the clues here are real.
Hello.
Please understand, I'm rooting for you. If you don't learn about the full extent of the outside world, you guys will suffer for it. I just want to help you guys so you can live well-adjusted lives in the outside world. I see, so that's how it is. That's what he meant by what he said at the beginning. Well, as the headmaster, I'm conflicted, you know. On one hand, I'm really happy that you're finally going to graduate, but on the other hand, I'm worried about whether you guys will be okay in the outside world. That's why I'm thinking about telling you what the outside world is like before you make a decision. Whether you want to leave Jamrock Island or stay here. So schlimm ist die Insel gar nicht. He's trying to make us feel despair towards the outside world, so we'll want to stay on this island. But there's no way I'm going to do what he wants. Despair like that simply can't exist. The outside world should be filled with hope, just like now. Perhaps no. That's definitely it. Whether or not this incident really happened, what in the world is this ultimate despair group? If they're devoted to a certain student who guided Hopeswing Academy to its destruction, are they connected to both the tragedy and the tragedy of Hopeswing Academy? Plus, that organization isn't just one person, but a group of people. Well, if they're known as Ultimate Despair, they're high school students, right? Well, if they were actually able to do it, then I guess that's why they were called Ultimates. Then are the killings we're involved in connected to them as well? It's no use, I'm going to freeze to death. I'm at my limits, I need to get out of here. Shivering, I ran out of the freezing room. Yeah, that was close, I nearly froze to death. So where should I go next? Gut Leute, ich sage, machen wir im nächsten Mal weiter bei Danganronpa 2. Goodbye Despair und ciao.